So I thought I would just bring you along on what I'm gonna be cutting today for drying. Straw flowers. So we have like 2 and I don't know, 1/3 of a row of straw flowers, and just different, varieties and stuff. But that's what they look like right now. See how they're all like tight bud and stuff. So I've been doing straw flowers for a few years, and I learned, for me anyway, I don't know, it could be totally different for others and depending on the varieties, but what I've learned is it doesn't matter if it's tight bloom. As soon as it goes in water, if you're going to put it in a vase, like bouquet, or when I hang it upside down to dry, that's what I'm going to do with these, they'll open all up. And I'll show you in the basement. The last batch that I cut was all tight, like even tighter than this. They were like that, like super tight, and they're all now just like fully opened. It's pretty cool down in the basement. So what I do is I just go down one side of an aisle and cut any that have color on it. And even if it's a tight bud, like we were just saying, it will bloom. When I can't hold any more in my hand, like my hand's getting kind of pretty full, I'll start dropping them. Then I will take a rubber band that is around my wrist and tip them upside down and put my rubber band on them. Actually, first what I do is cut it a little bit more. So when I hang it in the basement on the rafters, they're all like even. And then I just put the cuttings in the aisleway. It's fine because it just dies, and it's fine. It actually kind of is like a weed preventer almost in the aisleway. So, okay, we got one done. Now I'm gonna do that probably, I don't know, we'll see how many we can get. I'll show you at the end how many bunches we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's pretty good. 13 straws to hang up. And then these I just cut like before I did the straws, just a couple, hydrangeas. So we'll put those there. Now we'll go do the Scabiosa next. This one's called Black Knight. It's really cool. When it dries, it even gets darker black. So it's just wonderful for drying and putting in making stuff for like resin and bouquets and a whole bunch of stuff. Dry flower bouquets, I mean. So, and then the white, I don't know what the white is called. My youngest son, Scout, he says, well, if that's Black Knight, then this should be White Knight. So I just call it White Knight, but that's not what it's called. So anyway, so I'm just kind of going through here and just cutting off the ones that are like fully bloomed out like that. It's kind of cool too because they don't have any leaves on them, They dry so good. So I was like, well, should I put them in bouquets or should I dry them? And I'm like, oh, I kind of want to dry them because I used so many last year. And oh, look at this one. That's a new variety for us this year. See how it's a little bit more like pinkish compared to that one? I don't know what that one's called either, but I don't know if I ordered a mix or that seed color. I'm not sure. So, oh, look at these ones. That's a weed. All those we'll pick. And then sometimes if I don't want to follow the stem down depending on my time, and they're kind of linking over, I'll just go grab all of them like that and cut all that off like that. Like that, these are all falling over. So I will probably, and I'm just using them for dry for the bloom, so I'll just go like that. Give them a little haircut, and they dry cool too anyway. I think I might I guess I could save the rest for bouquets because they are so pretty in a bouquet. So we'll just do that for now for dry. I'm gonna cut the status for dry. This is kind of what it looks like. It's cool stems. They dry so good. It's almost like it's already dry on the vine. I don't know. But I just kind of look for the ones that are mostly bloomed out like that. Those are too tight. I won't probably cut those yet, those pink ones. But these yellow ones, I've noticed, I kind of have to get after them soon because I know they'll open when I dry them, and I don't want them to turn brown and wait too long. I'm gonna get that pink one too. So the yellow I try to get when it's a little bit tighter because of that reason. I think I'll wait on those pink. This one's ready to go. See, that one's all fallen down. So I think I'm just gonna cut the whole thing. Just to give it a trim so it doesn't keep falling. We have a major deer problem. So they love status. They usually come in here and start eating it when it starts blooming. So that's another reason why I need to get in here and cut it and beat the deer, or they'll just eat it before I can cut it. Oh, how I love dahlias. Okay, so dahlias are amazing in a bouquet and amazing dried. So I know right now I have tons of zinnias. Zinnias are also great in a bouquet as a focal, I would say. That one's passed. And so, and I also know because I tested it last year, zinnias don't dry very good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these dahlias for drying because the color, once they dry, is just phenomenal. They like keep this color when they dry. So I'm gonna dry the dahlias, and then for my focal flower in our bouquets for market this week, I'll use zinnias, which they're you know, they got a nice color to them. They're not quite as like neon bright as the dahlias, but I just have to get a good amount for drying going before I will use these in bouquets, just because they're too important to me for the color. For drying, I can make really cool resin stuff out of these dahlias, the color. So they're kind of too valuable, that's the word, valuable to me right now, because I need more for drying. Now we're doing verbena for dry. These dry great. I don't really use them in resin stuff just because the bloom is not as vibrant and bright once it dries as I would like in like resin stuff. So all I use these for when I dry is when we do like craft shows and stuff, I use them for bouquets, like dried flower bouquets. We hang them in macrames, they're kind of cute. And then also wreaths. They do great in dried flower wreaths, stuff like that. So I do dry them, but I don't really tend to put them in resin just because of the bloom is not as, you know, vibrant, but they work fine in for other dried flower things that we do. I'm cutting about half, and then the other half I'll save for bouquets for market this week. So I'm just gonna cut half for dry, and then I'll come back and do my cut for bouquets for market after I get all my dried stuff cut. In celosia, as you can see, we have a pretty good amount of celosia. So I'm just looking for anything that's like plumed out like that, and then cutting it. Celosia, I put celosia in like resin stuff. Like almost every resin stuff I do, it has celosia in it. It's one of our main ones that we use a lot for dried flower stuff. So that's why we planted so much. We use tons of it for making dried flower items. And then sometimes I'll just go in and cut the whole thing down. And then other times I won't. Like if it's sticking out like that, then I'll just cut that. But they just keep blooming, so I'm not too picky on where I cut. I could like stick my scissors in there and not even look and cut, and they grow back wherever, you know. So that's kind of what one bunch looks like. So we're gonna keep going down the rows and getting as many as we can, and then we'll actually save some though for our next cut for when we make bouquets later after dinner. Garden cut for dry. Oh, we missed the blue salvia. Okay, we got to grab that quick. Oh, and I forgot about that salvia. Shoot. Okay, I was gonna say our wagon's pretty full, and so we gotta go offload these in the basement before we move on to the next garden. But I gotta get this. Look at this. Okay, this is new for us this year. Never done this salvia before. Don't know what it's called, but what's kind of crazy about it is that purple is not actually the flower. It's like the leaves, you know? And I tested it. The first one that bloomed, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago, there was one that bloomed, and I tested it down in the basement to see if it dried, and it dries. So I totally forgot about this one. So I'm just gonna kind of go in here like I would lavender and just get it, because, you know, I'm just using it. I'm not using it in a bouquet right now. I wonder how they would do in a bouquet. I should test it before we put it in. The pink's cool too. But this is a new salvia to me. I've never done this one before. Look at that. Isn't that? It doesn't smell at all. There's another one blooming. So we'll get a bunch of that. I don't even know when to cut it because I don't know. I've never done it, so I don't even know if I'm supposed to be cutting it yet. But this is the one we missed. This Victoria Blue, I think it is, salvia. Oh my gosh, this dries so good. This is like one of our staples too for drying. I put this in like everything for dry. So I gotta definitely get these before they go past bloom. I might be actually cutting them a little too soon. Just so excited. All right, oh, there's a whole bunch. Look at that. Shoot, I forgot. Let's see those. I just come in and cut the whole thing because they grow right back, and you know, I'm just using their heads for resin. It's not going in a bouquet. If I was doing a bouquet, I'd be more careful on how I cut them. Got our wagon empty. Zeke hung them all for me in the basement, which is awesome to have his height. And then these ones, they dry amazing, but I love them for bouquets, so I think I'm gonna save these blue ones right here for bouquets. But I do want to grab these the purple ones back here, Liatris. These dry amazing. We don't really use them in resin stuff. I just use them in like wreaths, dried flower wreaths, and dried flower bouquets for the fall and winter for craft shows and stuff. So I put them like in everything for craft shows. They're a perennial. They come back every year. They just keep reshooting. Once you cut them, they just come again, which is kind of nice. So I cut on them for quite a while, for quite a few weeks. So I'm just kind of trying to grab the ones that are pretty bloomed out. I think, yeah, I have a whole other batch over there, but okay, I think that's good. I think I got all those. And then I want to show you the ones over here too that we got. Oh, I should put that one in. That goes down a sec. And then I'm going to cut all these too for dry, because I will use them in the winter, this fall. They're so pretty. Look at that. All right, I think I'm going to save some for bouquet, so I'll just do these 2 bunches for now. This beauty berry my sister gave me, it's doing real good, maybe a little too good. I'm gonna have to move the Baptisia because it's going on the Baptisia, so I'll probably have to move that. But all right. Oh, this dries great too. I'll grab that. Butterfly bush, Buddleia. I'll do that one too. It dries. Flamingo feather celosia. Very, very like a dull pale pink. I don't know if you can hear it, but it almost sounds like it's almost dried. That's how good it dries. It dries so good. So we're gonna grab some of this. I got quite a bit of it, like 3 other sections. So I'm just cutting this section that I think is the most ready. They last forever too, like in a vase. So I will probably use it in bouquets this week too. So I think I'll just get that for now. Isn't that pretty? Got some amaranthus or amaranth. I think that's what people call it. This stuff dries great, and we use it a lot in like wreaths, dried flower wreaths, and dried flower bouquets. So it's like a really nice filler for our dried flower stuff. It does do good in cut flower bouquets too. So I use it quite a bit in cut flower bouquets. I'm just cutting this one variety right now, but we have a few different varieties of it. But I thought this one looked like it was ready to be hung in the basement. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now we're cutting the Cleo. With the Cleo, or Cleome, I only cut the colored ones for dry. I only cut the pink and purple, and then I use the white for bouquets. The pink and the purple dry so good, and they do so good in resin stuff. It's just amazing, the neon color that how they dry in resin stuff, or how they work in resin. It's just amazing. So I have found that they are the best for drying, the pink and the purple. And then I'll save the rest, the white, for when we do bouquets in a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it smells good too. I love the smell of Cleo. The purple's really nice too. Just so beautiful. So this is probably a lot. I should probably put that into like 2, you know, when we dry it, just so it can air out better. But we'll get a few more, and then we're gonna go on to the next one to cut. Got 2 colors of amaranth or ageratum this year. This is like a, I don't know, cool purple. This is the first time we've ever done this color before. So I've never dried this. This will be our first time. I'm hoping that it dries just like the blue, because the blue dries great. So I'm assuming this one's gonna dry too. It'll be kind of fun, pretty color. And then, so I'm gonna cut a little bit right here. These, they're not all done, but I just go in and hack them like that because they grow like a weed. Like literally, they grow like a weed. But I think I'm gonna save the rest of them for bouquets, and then I'll get some blue. This is the blue kind. It's like a true blue. Well, like a, I don't know, like a blue, purplish blue, I don't know. But it dries really good. We use it in a lot of like bouquets. I do put it in resin too. It looks pretty cool in resin stuff. We got a lot of it, as you can see. So you kind of just, I'm not really particular on where I cut, because it just comes right back. For bouquets I am though. I'm more careful for cutting longer for bouquets, but this I'm just gonna use the head for drying. All right, I don't think my hand can fit anymore. So we'll get a couple bouquets of that. And then I just gotta grab, I forgot I had those dahlias, so we're gonna do those next, and then we'll go in the basement and show you what we got today. So I totally forgot about these dahlias over here. I wanted to cut them too, but see how they're kind of different than those other ones we were doing? This is a new variety for us. We've never done this one before. It's kind of like spiky looking. I don't know. So I'm gonna dry them and see what happens. Some of them are a little past bloom. I just kind of snap off. They're kind of hiding. But I don't know, I just thought they were kind of cool. And then there's a couple over here. Ooh, it's way down there. I don't want that one. A couple more, and then we'll go hang up what we got for drying this week. I could have got a lot more for drying this week, but can do it later. Added all these. We just got done cutting. I'll kind of go. We got ageratum, celosia, you know, all that. Dahlias, status, scabiosa, straws. We got a lot of straws. That's cool. Celosia. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, 4-ish sections right there, and then I added I plugged in a few over here. I don't know where I did it at. Oh, dahlias, and a few others I don't really know, but I wanted to show you. Oh, that's salvia. I wanted to show you the straw flower. Okay, see this straw flower right here? I just cut and dried that last week, and they were tight, and that's what happens when they dry. They open. And then same thing with these. I cut these last week and they're starting to open too. They're tight. They were extremely tight. So I just cut those the other day. So they do open. So that's what they look like afterwards. And then here, I should have showed you before. You can see before. So that's kind of, well, they're already opening. Jeez. So cool. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that was interesting to see what we dried this week. And then I'll keep you updated on how they do, how they progress as they dry. But all right, I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.